I'm Christy and this is my Lazy Owl Booktube channel. I thought I'd do the Booktube Newbie Challenge to get to know some other people on YouTube that are into the same things as me and get a little bit more familiar with the Booktube community. So to start off with, why did I start this channel? So I originally thought of starting this channel as a suggestion by my husband. He thought it would be a good way for me to improve my confidence. I get some anxiety and worry, and sometimes that can feel a little bit debilitating at times, and this is a way for me to get myself out there and express myself, and hopefully this helps a little bit. What are some fun and unique things I can bring to Booktube? Fun and unique. I think I'm pretty unique at times, although some people might not realise. Fun, I'm not very spontaneous, but my idea of fun might not be the same as someone else's. But basically what I want to bring to Booktube is my love of comics and reading, which obviously everyone else in the Booktube community has that in common. I find that there are a lot of booktubers, or rather YouTubers out there, that are men that are into comics, and there's not as many women. So I'm hoping that some other women out there that also love comics will maybe watch my videos and talk to me, and I'll be able to connect with some other people, other women out there that are really into comics as well. What am I most excited for about this new channel? Pretty much what I just said, about connecting with other people that love comics, but not only that, connecting with people that are really into reading, and everything that brings, our increased capacity for empathy that I think a lot of book lovers have, and just the ability that reading has to transport you to somewhere else completely, and just to be able to share that with other people, hopefully will be as amazing as I think it will be. Next question, why do I love reading? I think I just answered that, but yeah, just the ability to transport you to somewhere else. You can have a horrible day in the real world, and you can just curl up with your favourite cup of tea and your favourite book and be completely transported to somewhere else, and that's really, I find that really therapeutic. And the other reason that I love reading is that it increases your knowledge and capacity for empathy. I think it forces you to put yourself in somebody else's shoes whilst you're reading that book, to get inside their psyche, inside the way that they think, and I really love that part of reading. What book or series got me into reading? I read a little bit when I was young, but I wasn't an avid reader. I remember reading The Faraway Tree and really loving that, so I've always been a little bit drawn to fantasy. When I was a teenager, I got a little bit into the horror. I liked the adrenaline that it gave me reading some of that, but as I said, I wasn't really an avid reader. I didn't really get into reading to the extent that I am now until I started dating my husband, actually, and he was really into reading. He read a lot of the Star Wars and Mech Warrior books, but he'd also read a series called The Belgariad by David Eddings, and he passed those on to me, which I absolutely loved, and I just got hooked from then on and really got into that fantasy genre as an adult. And so that book particularly really sits in my mind when I think about what got me into reading. What questions would I ask my favourite booktubers? Well, I'm actually pretty new to booktubing, and I've started following some booktubers, but yes, I'm pretty new to this community. So I guess what I would ask is maybe some good booktubers to follow, who's good in the community, who is someone that is kind and empathetic and really down to earth. I'm looking more for people to follow and to subscribe to that have similar interests to myself as well. So maybe some people that are into some books that maybe are a little bit left of centre, that might be into that same fantasy genre, and some other booktubers that are into the graphic novels or comics as well would be awesome. And I definitely want to follow some great female booktubers, and maybe some other female authors that are out there on Booktube as well would be awesome. So leave your comments below and I might be able to follow some more, subscribe to some more people. What challenges do I think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? I think I can be quite self-critical, and I think that might be one of the hardest things to overcome, is not concentrate too much on how it turns out after I've done these videos, to take it as it is a way for me to express myself rather than critique myself from these videos. When did I start reading? So yeah, I have been into books as a kid, but as I said before, not to the same extent. It was really my early 20s that I really started to get into reading. Where do I read? Everywhere. On the train, at work, in my lunch break, at home. I often change different positions throughout the day, so I'll be in the lounge room, or I might go sit outside in the sun, or I'll have a bath and I'll read. Anywhere that I can, I will read. I also sometimes will go out and sit in a cafe and read with a cup of coffee, and just like having the background noise around me. And what kind of books do I like to read? So pretty much almost anything. I am into the fantasy genre probably the most out of everything. I also like sci-fi. I will read a little bit of young adult, but if there's too much romance in it, I kind of get a bit exasperated. But I do like a little bit of horror or thriller. I also like historical fiction. I find it harder to get into non-fiction, although I have read some memoirs that I've enjoyed, but I am definitely more into the fiction side of things. Hopefully there's some people out there that didn't mind watching this video, and I'd love to get to know some other people out there. And thank you for watching my video.